If you are a woman at any stage of the menopausal transition, whether it's perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause, and you can relate to the experience of trying some kind of remedy for relief of your menopausal symptoms, and either it doesn't work, or maybe it works at the beginning but stops working, or it makes your symptoms worse, or even stranger, creates other symptoms, then this video is for you. And I call this phenomenon Menopause Remedy Whack-a-Mole. You know that carnival game where you take the mallet and there are these little mechanical creatures and you're whacking them, and at first they pop up slowly, but then they start popping up all over the place and you're like popcorn trying to whack them down. Yeah, Menopause Remedy Whack-a-Mole. Now, in this video, I'm going to be mostly focusing on natural remedies, but the principles are relevant even to you if you choose a path with hormone replacement therapy. And so I'll share some principles first at the beginning, and I'll go into them in a little more detail based on lessons that I've learned from my own experience and women that I've worked with. So let's dive in. And the first principle is prevention. And I should say prevention for emphasis. And the first recommendation under prevention is don't wait to get a great menopause specialist who you trust and like. Don't wait until you are in crisis or desperate, which is what so many women do, especially if you are still in your early 40s and you think you may just be starting menopause, maybe you are beginning to have some symptoms. That's a perfect time to find a specialist. If you've seen any of my other videos, you will hear me say that most doctors get little or no training in medical school when it comes to menopause, even gynecologists, but this is also true for other practitioners as well, whether it's therapists or alternative healers. And so finding someone who actually specializes in menopause is one of the best investments you can make in your process. And in the previous video in this little two-part series of 30 plus symptoms, again, there may be symptoms, and check that out, please. There may be symptoms that you've been dealing with that you may not even be aware are related to your hormonal transition. And you may be seeing another kind of practitioner that has not connected those dots for you. So getting a menopause specialist in your repertoire as early as possible, even if you're further along in your transition, in your menopausal journey. If you don't have a menopause specialist, I highly recommend that you seek one out. And there are a number of ways to do it. Of course, word of mouth, asking around. I'll tell you about my experience and what has worked best for me in just a moment. But I promise you, this can be a game changer. Next suggestion under prevention is make as many positive changes as you can, as early as you can, especially around diet, exercise, stressful conditions in your life. The earlier you make your life friendly to the menopausal transition, the better. Don't wait until your back is up against the wall. And in fact, by making certain changes, it could lessen some of the symptoms that we deal with. Again, and I'll share some of my own experience with that in just a moment. The second one is avoid adding drama with extreme diets or other drastic measures. The body is already going through massive changes with the hormonal fluctuations. There'll be enough drama naturally. And then the third principle is just to be mindful that when it comes to natural remedies, that they're not magic tricks. So often we want instant gratification, we want immediate results, and most natural remedies, not all, but most, work best when they're introduced gradually and they're given time for the body to metabolize and integrate over a longer period of time. And I think one of the main ways in which we kind of set ourselves up is, especially when we've waited until we're in crisis or we're desperate, we're grasping, we're desperately trying anything and everything. And when we treat these natural remedies as something that should give us immediate results, it's just a setup all around. And then the next principle is that not all remedies are appropriate for all stages of the transition. In a previous video, the ages and stages of menopause truth bomb, I go over this chart in detail, but just, for our purposes here, take a look. Look at the top line is estrogen. Look at how dramatic it is during perimenopause, usually in our 40s. Now look at how it drops at menopause, and then look at the right-hand side of the chart where it is dramatically reduced and flat. So there are certain interventions that are appropriate during perimenopause and may be effective, and vice versa. There are other interventions that are more appropriate, let's say in menopause or in postmenopause. And then the next principle is that even the remedies that have a reputation for being most helpful during the transition, bad habits can undermine their effectiveness, and again, leading to this whack-a-mole experience. And lastly, this is often an overlooked dynamic that's going on during the menopausal transition, but again, it's in some part what inspired Turn On Your Menopausal Superpowers, is that it's really this ironic setup that many of us go through as we enter the menopausal transition. Like it's a perfect storm that just as we're getting ready to go through this massive shift in our body, right, with this incredible hormonal transition, it just coincidentally, it's when many of us are reaching the peak in our career, taking on promotions, taking on leadership responsibilities. Many of us, we have children or relationships that are reaching stages of great demand, or we may be taking care of elderly parents. For some of us, we are doing both, and that's called the sandwich generation. All of that is happening at the same time as we're going through menopause. And for those of us who are very focused on our careers and our responsibilities in our personal life, we just put our menopause, our bodies on a back burner. We feel we don't have time to focus on menopause, and that too can be an area that is making our experience more difficult and contributing to this whack-a-mole. And so with that said, I just want to share with you some lessons from my journey with menopause whack-a-mole. But before I do that, I do want to say that every woman's experience is unique, especially with the symptoms and the remedies. Now that I'm 62 years old, there are things that I wished I'd known. And so to just give you a little brief sense of my experience, I was in perimenopause for years before I knew it. I didn't even know perimenopause was a thing. I had headaches, insomnia, panic and anxiety attacks. Went to general doctors for that. When my hot flashes started in my mid-40s, I did go to a gynecologist who sort of dismissed my symptoms. And so at that point, because my family history includes death by breast cancer and heart attack, I was considered ineligible for hormone replacement therapy. And it's probably just as well. I mean, it's my inclination to try and do things naturally anyway, but because of that family history, it was considered a non-option at that time, because I was of that generation of women who was very directly affected by the report from the Women's Health Initiative. A lot of the experience I have to share with natural remedies is because of that. And so I know Remedy Whack-a-Mole very intimately. But anyway, so when I had gone to that first doctor, that first gynecologist, again, not a menopause specialist, but a gynecologist, and really didn't receive anything in the way of support, I started exploring different herbs and creams and supplements. So in going over the list with a little bit more detail from my own experience, again, starting with the first recommendation around prevention and getting a menopause specialist, my best luck has come from finding NAMS certified women gynecologists. The NAMS stands for the North American Menopause Society. They're not easy to find. I wish there were many more of them. If you can find one in your area, that's where I've had my best experience. I've now had 3 of them. The first 2, they retired, but they were wonderful. So then when it comes to the second item on the list, when it comes to making positive changes as early as possible, oh my goodness, this is such a long list of things I could share with you. In my case, some of the obvious ones have to do, of course, with what I put in my mouth. When I first gave up foods that I craved, like gluten, cheese, caffeine, alcohol, in each case, there was incredible relief. Now, it wasn't 100%. It didn't make my symptoms go away completely, but the relief was dramatic. And I wished I had done it sooner. And I have found over time, like I have a terrible sweet tooth. This has been one of the hardest things to really completely, remove. But when I have, it has helped to make it more manageable. But even that has been complicated, and I'll get to that in a second. This is a big one, and I wished I had appreciated in my 40s and early 50s how important it is to really get at the root of it. I've played a lot of games with myself, like, oh, but it's natural or it's gluten-free. If you look at the packages of some of these like gluten-free baking mixes, or you look at the ingredients, oh my goodness, I know better now, and I wished I had known better sooner. So, and then the next one was avoid adding drama with extreme diets. When the keto diet first came out, I dove into it, and I think that we've learned things about this particular diet in the last few years, especially for women going through the menopausal transition. There are some modifications to it that make it more sustainable over time. But oh my goodness, it was great at the beginning, but eventually I started having side effects that to this day I'm still dealing with them, like my cholesterol levels and that sort of thing. So, again, avoid adding drama. I'll combine the next ones of not expecting a magic bullet and the remedies to outweigh bad habits. It's like, as I mentioned, it's like the positive changes that I made. Oh my goodness, until I made them, it's like I drank pots of coffee a day or black tea. So, in that context, it's unreasonable to expect, whether it's black cohosh or progesterone cream or, any number of these other herbs and remedies to offset the bad habits. It's never too early to make positive changes. Now, on another front, there are lifestyle choices. Again, when my perimenopause symptoms just went full blown and really made my life unmanageable. I was in a very stressful job, kind of like Devil Wears Prada type of situation. It's now clear to me that it's no coincidence that there was a correlation. I was also in a very difficult romantic relationship, and knowing what I know now, that stress from those situations was contributing to my menopause symptoms being more extreme. And if I knew then what I know now, I would have made important changes sooner. But in full confession, there was one magic bullet, and that is a form of hormone replacement therapy, of HRT, and that was local HRT for the girly bits. I won't give name brands, but I'll just say this, that it didn't happen right away, but after I menopaused, within about 2 years, there were some drastic changes that I was very concerned about. And I went to one of those NAMS certified menopause specialists that I had mentioned to you. And she assured me that even though I had my family history with breast cancer and heart disease, that the local vaginal HRT did not pass the blood-brain barrier. And I tried it, and I'm so glad that I did. It really was miraculous in its effectiveness. And so that's the one magic bullet that I have experienced. And I will do another video separately about HRT and these concerns about cancer and heart disease, again, given my particular experience as a woman who was very much affected by that report. But we'll leave it there for now. And thank you so much for watching. And thank you for checking out Turn On Your Menopausal Superpowers. Please share in the comments like your experience with whack-a-mole and what worked for you, what has worked for you in your journey to relieve you of your symptoms. And again, thank you. I'm Lil Glamben, Turn On Your Menopausal Superpowers, your go-to for inspiration, optimism, and empowerment when it comes to menopause from peri to post. And I'll see you in the next video.